It's a big week for hip hop fans, man.
I know. And I've been
It's
trying to avoid it, but you can't.
what?
Yeah,
Why?
I don't know, man. It's just like,
Dude, it's fun. I have been following it pretty closely. Like me and the guys in my office have all been talking a lot about it.
yeah. What are the thoughts?
That Kendrick bodied that Canadian,
Yeah.
that Canuck.
Well, is it
Am I allowed to say that?
Canuck?
Canuck?
It
Is that a
sounds
slur?
it sounds like a slur or like adjacent, but I think it's clean
Yeah. I'm
because
gonna
it's
I'm gonna lean into it.
yeah.
What? I'm not gonna let my daughter date a Canuck.
Well, it sounds
Yeah.
just like the hockey team because that's what it is.
Yeah.
Kendrick's been doing that. Like that's how he came up. He was doing rap battles like Yo Mama style, where they would like stand in a crowd around him. So like he's
Oh, like that's how he like grew up doing that, you mean?
yeah, it's like in his
Yeah.
DNA. I think he's been waiting for like something like this.
Yeah, well, I mean, he kind of did say like, "Oh, dude, I wish this fucking Canadian would say something to me right now."
Yeah, and he did.
Man, I don't know. I feel like if you're Drake, it does kind of feel like we're not going to spend too much time. Hello, everyone. We're not going to spend too much time talking about it, uh,
Mhm.
just because like I know at this point everybody's talked about it.
Yeah.
But man, it's been really fun to be a part. It feels like a moment in music right now.
Yeah, definitely is. I mean, it's taking over. Like every time I look at Twitter, the top hashtag is, whoever dropped in all caps. So
Yeah,
people are
yeah.
just freaking out. I mean, it's pretty cool though. Like it's entertaining is what I'll say. Cool isn't really the right word because it's literally just dudes writing poems to each other. But I think there is something about it that's like really entertaining.
I think it's kind of cool. It's kind of like for me, it's kind of like you remember when Game of Thrones was coming out and everybody was talking about Game of Thrones all at once and it kind of felt like you were part of the cultural conversation if you
Yeah.
were watching it.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it feels like to me. Like big moments like this. When
Yeah.
I was younger, I used to think like, oh, like it's too mainstream. It's too cringe.
Hmm.
But like now I'm into it. Like I want to be part of this kind of stuff and
Yeah.
like weigh in and talk about it.
I think the last one was the Johnny Depp trial. That's the one that I remember that was like pretty big.
Was it the Johnny Depp? That might be a good one, like a moment in pop culture, you mean?
Yeah, where everyone was talking about it.
Mhm.
I mean, it's getting clipped like crazy.
I think there was a movie that came out pretty recently. Oh, the Barbenheimer stuff.
Barbenheimer, yeah.
Barbenheimer was also like a moment.
Yeah, definitely.
That was fun. Well, I mean, I guess we should just jump into like what we're really gonna talk about. Dude,
Yeah.
my knees feel fucking crazy. It feels like my knees are on backwards. Like it feels like I have my left knee on my right leg right now.
Yeah, like someone put like a GI Joe that's backwards.
Yeah, yeah. And my knees, my shins, it is not my finest hour out here, man.
You want to tell the people why?
So, for those of you guys who have been listening, or maybe
Mhm.
just have seen the clips on TikTok, a couple of weeks ago, my roommate told me that uh, she she asked me, "Do you think you could run a marathon?" And I said, "Yes." Like she goes, "Do you think you could run a half marathon?" I said, "Yeah, I feel like I could run a half marathon tomorrow."
Mhm.
Like it doesn't to me, I just feel like, yeah, I could do that. That doesn't seem like that hard.
Can I interject real quick?
Please do.
Okay, cuz this has been kind of like that itch I need to scratch ever since we had the first conversation.
Uh-huh.
You specifically mentioned that your roommate asked, "Can you run a marathon?" Right? And then the
Yeah.
next sentence is, "Can you run a half marathon?" So we've already cut it in 50%. So I just want to let the people know where we're at right now.
Well, okay, so I think she was asking like, "Do you think you could ever run a marathon?" And
Yeah.
I said, "Yeah." And then I think specifically she was asking, "Do you think you have the capability of running a half marathon like now?"
Okay. Okay.
To which, yeah, I
Mhm.
100% do. I like, yes.
Yeah.
I feel like anybody who doesn't think they can run a half marathon either is like, okay, I got to be more physically fit,
Yeah.
or they don't believe in themselves enough.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like any generally fit person could like really power through most things.
Yeah.
A marathon is kind of crazy, but like I feel like I could, like if somebody like showed me a rope and was like, "Hey, do you think you could climb that?" Yeah,
Yeah.
30 feet, yeah, I could do that.
Yeah. And I'm with you still to this point in the story. So do you
So
want to
what
tell
do I
them
lose you then?
you lost me at the time?
What?
And that's what I'm really excited to hear about, because originally when we brought this up, it was I could run it tomorrow and I could run it in an hour 45.
Okay, so that is one thing I do
So,
want, I do
that's
want to
what I want
clarify.
to know.
So to stop edging the audience,
You're right.
this weekend I attempted to run a half marathon. On Saturday morning, I woke up and I went to a track at a high school near my apartment, and I tried to run a half marathon.
What's your
And
mindset though before you even start? Like, you wake up that day, you know, we talked about it on the podcast. You got hella
Yeah.
doubters, hella haters.
uh,
Like, how is your Clamato leading up to it?
yeah.
What was the pregame meal? I want to know, like, leading up to it, how it went.
Okay, so I told my coworkers about it, and they were like, "So you have like good running shoes and like you're like you're taking care of all that stuff?" And I was like, "No, I'm just gonna run in my gym shoes." And they were like, "That's a bad idea."
Yeah, everyone's telling you this is a bad idea.
Almost everyone I told about this, with the exception of like one of my coworkers, was like, "Dude, this is." I feel like you're underestimating how hard it is.
Yeah.
And to be fair, I definitely underestimated it.
Mhm.
Before I dig more into it, I do want to say, at Mike's request, I recorded myself pre-run and with an update at every mile.
I love this.
So I edited this together. Do we maybe want to just watch it and then maybe we could add it in post?
Yeah.
It is Saturday morning. It is supposed to rain, which is less than ideal,
Oof.
but I'm about to run 13.1 miles
That sounds insane.
because I have to go buy a bottle of water.
So unprepared.
I was so unprepared.
It's mile 1. I'm not gonna lie, legs are feeling a little heavy today.
Oh no.
Figure it out.
Look how confident I am, dude.
Mile 4. I feel like I'm still riding the high of mile 3, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty worried for mile 8 right now. Double, it's gonna be rough.
Shirts
Mile
off.
5. About halfway through, a little over 6 miles, and I'd be lying if I said I was not a little worried at this point. But I'm finishing. I'm doing it. Fuck me, man. I am tired. It is crazy how my stomach feels right now. I have like legitimately no fuel in the tank.
Where's that pasta?
4 more miles. I should have eaten breakfast. I just had a banana. At mile 10. I'm not doing ideal. Mile 11.
I love it.
My shoulders are sore from pumping my arms. Emotionally, I don't feel great. But fucking goddamn it, I'm going to finish. Mile 12. Holy fuck, I hit a wall. Oh my god, this is so fucking hard. This is actually crazy. Oh my god, I have to go to the bathroom so bad. I still haven't a chance for me to go to the restroom. 12 and a half. Please listen to my podcast. I can't believe all it took for me to do this was my roommate to tell me that I couldn't. And then
You could hear me dragging my feet at this point.
Yeah.
I actually like the podcast. I'm so tired. Oh god. Holy shit.
We did it.
Nice.
Oh, I'm done. Oh god. My legs feel crazy.
There was a woman who showed up like at mile 12,
Uh-huh.
and she was a runner. she had like the run attire on, and she even had like the special running glasses that they wear. Dude, she was probably running like 7-minute miles, and
Yeah.
she was just like not even like no face, just like this. And she
Damn.
lapped me twice on mile 12, on like finishing the final mile. Like the
Wow.
final mile point one, I was moving so fucking slow. I think my time on that mile was like almost 13 minutes.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's humbling too. Just like someone that's freshly legged, they're
Yeah.
conditioned for it. And you're just like, I can't feel my shoulders.
Yeah. And she doesn't know that I just ran 13
Yeah,
other miles.
look
She's
at
just
this
like,
guy.
is, yeah. That was definitely very fucking hard. I have to go to the bathroom so bad. I can't even sit down because I have to piss so bad. Like 5.5 minute later update. Dude, my legs feel fucking insane. It feels like I'm just walking on like 2 wooden planks. Like they feel useless right now. It is like I was like so worried I wouldn't be able to drive.
Really? That bad?
Like part of my legs that I have never been sore on before were sore. Like my hips, like where my hips meet my buttock,
Yeah.
were sore.
Oof.
I've never been sore right there.
Yeah.
Like my knees, the inside of my knees were sore.
Oh my God.
It was so crazy. 3.5 hours later, I got home and just immediately felt like garbage. It felt like I was like sick, like my body was ill. I immediately threw up, by the way.
Really?
Eat, like yeah, I yacked when I got home.
No way.
Yeah, like I just threw up water because I hadn't eaten anything. My body was like, dude, what are you doing?
Right.
I just threw up and I could taste the electrolyte tablet.
Oh, you had a tablet too?
I drank some water with electrolytes in it because I was like, this is probably enough.
Yeah, it's like giving yourself food poisoning in a way. That's kind of crazy.
I cannot believe how difficult that was. My legs still feel crazy.
Yeah, so do you have a final time?
Yes. So final time, 2 hours and 37 minutes.
So what's the average mile pace for that?
It was about, let me tell you, my first mile was 10 minutes and 11 seconds. My last mile was 13 minutes and 9 seconds.
Wow.
Which is a big fucking difference.
Yeah, in running time it is.
Yeah. So my average pace was about 11.5 minutes.
That's awesome. Because after our conversation, you were predicting or talking like it was going to be around 9:30. So it is a little
I knew not to overshoot because to me I was just like, I can do it. It's not going to be fast, but I can do it.
Right.
And looking back, I regret doing that shit, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like I feel like I like harmed my body. I feel like I aged. Like
yeah.
Like there's that scene in Harry Potter where Dumbledore is like drinking the poison and he's like, kill me! Just kill me! That was me at mile 12. Dude, mile 12, I don't know what happened. It was like my whole body shut down. Mile 12, I was going through something that I had never gone through.
Damn. Mental warfare.
Yeah.
It was funny because every entry was like a diary entry. You know, mile 8, feeling like shit still. Like, it didn't get better. That was awesome though. I really like the updates.
I did do it though, man.
Yeah,
I
congrats.
Did it. And all you fuckers on TikTok told me I couldn't do it. God damn it. I knew I could. Gotta take my jacket off. I'm hot from being angry.
So like full marathon, just not a thing you could do.
Oh my God. I probably could do a full marathon if I trained, but man, I do have like a profound respect for runners. I dated a runner in high school and like for a date one time, we went on a run And I was like I was on the football team. I played baseball, and I was in pretty good shape. So I was like, yeah, I could probably keep up with her.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, runners, there's like so much to running that you don't really think about. Like just focusing on my breathing
Mm-hmm.
got really difficult at like mile like 7.
Yeah.
And like from then on, I feel like it just got harder and harder.
Yeah. Everything is like amplified, like every thought,
Yeah.
every joint, like everything just starts aching.
There was times where I was like, okay, I just got to finish this mile. And then I would be running for like 10 more minutes and not finish the mile. And I was just like,
Ooh.
fuck, man. This is so hard. Like when my shoulders started hurting from pumping my arms from running, I was like, this is just different than anything I've done before.
Yeah, you just start no arm running it.
Yeah.
'Cause you're just
No,
like, I gotta I gotta
legitimately,
save
I
my
just like
shoulders.
I dropped my shoulders a couple of times and just sort of like, yeah. Like that one Titan from
Yeah, exactly.
Attack on Titan.
Yeah. That's dude, that's a feat though. That's definitely an achievement. I mean, half marathon, dude. Not many people can say they did that with no training, really.
Also, weigh in. The morning
Oh
of,
yeah.
I weighed about 197.
Okay.
After I got home, threw up a little bit, took a shower, immediately fell asleep for 2 hours, and then weighed myself again. 191.
What?
I dropped like 6 pounds.
That's actually okay. That makes sense. You said you were 198 at first.
197 about.
197. Okay, to 191.
And then to 191. Yeah.
That is a substantial amount of weight
Yeah.
for one day. One
One
run.
activity.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. In the span of like 3 hours.
What did you do the rest of the day? You took a nap.
I went home. I like laid down in the shower.
Yeah.
Like I just had the water on me for like probably like 30 minutes. I was just like in the shower, like, oh, I feel horrible. I felt like I was like hungover.
Yeah.
Like I had a horrible hangover. That's what it felt like. Except the kind of hangover that your legs feel wrong.
Right. A hangover that also was like a car crash.
Yeah. So after the and like I felt like I was gonna yak as soon as the adrenaline stopped. I felt like I was just gonna throw up.
Yeah.
And that continued for about an hour until I tried to drink more water, and then it just like came out of me.
I would imagine you felt like how a Pokemon feels when it's about to evolve. You know what I mean? Like their whole body's just decomposing.
Something's changing.
Yeah. They probably feel like shit, dude. Like Charmeleon.
Yeah, but then you get wings.
Yeah.
Yeah, or like you're Dragonair and suddenly you have arms and shit.
Right.
I felt like I was doing the opposite.
Yeah, you're devolving.
Yeah. Dude, but okay, so I go home, spend probably 30 minutes laying down in the shower.
Yeah.
Go lay down. There was clothes on my bed that I had done laundry beforehand. There were clothes on my bed. I was like, I don't even have the energy to move these. So I just slept underneath them.
Oh,
and I slept fitfully for probably like 2 hours, recorded that last video. And then my roommate came home. I told her about it. And she was like, there's a rave going on later tonight. You want to come?
That's the same person that asks you if you want a shot when you're hungover the next morning.
Yeah. Little hair of the dog.
Yeah.
But I did go. And
really?
My legs felt fucking awful.
I can just imagine you in the club, like your legs are shaking.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, man.
Dude.
It was a lot of dancing like this.
And he looks like a guy that like took too much of something.
Swaying.
Yeah. A guy that doesn't know.
Probably even less bouncing than this.
A guy that's watching like a slinky go back and forth. Very minimal movement.
And there were people who were like shuffling and dancing like crazy, and yeah, I couldn't hang.
And then
like still now, like the tops of my feet are sore.
Ooh, yeah, the feet. Like,
Yeah.
did you double up socks or you just
So I threw in some baby powder in the shoes to like try and keep from any blisters forming. I think I mentioned at mile like 6, I felt a blister coming on, but it never ended up getting worse.
That's good.
Yeah, so I dodged the bullet
Ooh,
there. Because if I had gotten a blister, I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't have been able to finish.
really? Yeah, blister's too hard. It's too long to that many
Yeah,
steps.
because I was at mile 6, I felt it going on. That was like less than halfway through. Like you think, oh, okay,
Yeah.
I'm at mile 6, I'm almost done. No, dude. The second half of the marathon is
Mm-hmm.
probably like 2/3 of it.
Yeah.
At least it was for me.
Right, right. Well, you got through it, man.
Yeah. I'm to be honest, I don't really know why I did it still. Like I was thinking about that more. I was like, Asia just told me I couldn't do it. I don't know why I got so upset with that. Like, and I took it so personally.
Yeah. Sometimes you got to challenge yourself, though.
Yeah, I think I just kind of need an antagonist in my life sometimes.
Yeah.
Like you do need to you need to face adversity wherever you can find it.
I love her perspective of just like you're dying, you just defeated this like awesome achievement. She like you proved her wrong, and she like walks the room. She's like, "So you want to go to like a rave?" Like she just totally
it
doesn't
meant
care.
Nothing to her.
Yeah.
It meant like to me, this was a big deal. She was like,
Yeah.
okay. Like,
Yeah. It's like the people at the end of the movie that like something crazy just happened, and then they're like, "So you want to go eat?" You know what I mean?
yeah. It's like at the end of the Lord of the Rings when Bilbo comes back from destroying the ring, and everybody's just like, "You want a beer?" And he's like, "I fucking did you not know that
Yeah.
there was a war?"
Yeah. I mean, can't blame her though. She want to have a good time.
Yeah, the rave was pretty fun.
Yeah.
It
I've
was
never been to a rave.
it was a Star Wars Cinco de Mayo rave.
Whoa.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool. I actually need to
it
watch
was
Star
pretty cool.
Wars.
You haven't seen Star Wars?
No, I'm actually
This
doing.
every time you fucking say you haven't seen one of these like incredible. Not I don't even know if I would say but like this is like required reading.
Yeah. It's like if you haven't read like 1984 in school, almost.
Yeah, although 1984 is overrated.
Yeah. Well, I haven't seen Lord of the Rings either, but I have a plan for all this.
That's more upsetting to me personally.
I have a plan
think-
for all this.
What's the plan?
I'm starting a series. I've been working on it this past week.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm going to be watching movies, and it's going to be live updates reacting to them. So if there's a movie that you want to watch, we can do one.
Yeah.
Kind of like the same template that you did with the half marathon, where you like update when something happens, like every plot point. So it's going to be fun. I have a name for it, and Star Wars is in my cards.
What else is in so Star Wars, Lord of the Rings?
There's like I have a list of like 30 movies, but like some of the big ones are The Matrix, Eternal Sunshine, Lord of the Rings, Star Wars. There's some big ones in there for sure.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
you should do some I mean the fucking Matrix. I cannot believe you've never seen the Matrix, dude.
Oh,
That like that's a defining movie for me.
yeah, a lot of them are. I mean, but my whole life experience is you haven't seen X movie. Like I was telling somebody that I think I've heard that phrase more than like hi.
Yeah, that is interesting though, that, especially because you're like a media guy.
Yeah, I claim to be. I can't really call myself one. If
I
Forrest
love
Gump.
movies, man. You haven't seen Forrest? Oh my god!
It's funny
I just
because
did it,
yeah, literally. But that maybe that's the name of the series you haven't seen. But
oh, that yeah, that's pretty good actually.
yeah. So we'll see. But yeah, man, I just love movies. I love like the aesthetic. I like film aesthetic. But yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. But
Speaking of movies, I saw Challengers this weekend. I try to see a movie like every weekend. For those of you guys who listen regularly, you might know this.
mhm.
But I watched Challengers this weekend, which, if you guys don't know, is the tennis movie featuring Zendaya and two quirked up white boys with a little bit of swagger.
Mhm.
And the movie is basically about Zendaya. She's like an up and coming tennis player, has a career ending injury, and she becomes the coach of uh, another tennis player who's very gifted. But the movie basically tells the story of the relationship between these two tennis players who are best friends and Zendaya. And I have to tell you, it is maybe the horniest movie I've seen in probably maybe the horniest movie I've ever seen.
Wow.
It is everything in that movie is sex. It even has like porn music, except sex. Sex is not sex. Sex is tennis. And
Oh, okay.
and everything else is sex. But man, it is a really interesting movie from like a production standpoint. Like the direction and the camera shots and the camera work are very, very cool. I would highly recommend go watch Challengers. I think I want to see it again.
What's the most amount of times you've ever seen a movie?
Ooh, that's a good question. I like to watch movies. Like if I see a movie that I like in the theaters, I try and watch it again because I
Mhm.
feel like in the theater is a different experience.
Oh, yeah.
I did watch one movie, I think 4 times recently.
Oh, really? Do
What
you remember which
what
one?
movie was it?
Was it about or what was that one movie you recommended from Hulu? The couple? You said it was really good. Past Lives? Was it that one?
Oh, I did watch Past Lives like 3 times.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the one I watched the most, but Past Lives, I think I could watch Past Lives back to back to back.
Really? I'll have
That
to check it
movie
out.
is so gorgeous and so like moving.
Mhm.
I've talked about that movie so much.
Yeah.
I don't
Dumb and
know.
Dumber's mine.
Dumb and Dumber?
I've probably seen that movie like 7 times.
7 times?
Probably at least.
My sister, when I was a kid, I hated rewatching movies, but my sister
Yeah.
would put on the same movie over and over and over again. And she, I think, watched High School Musical maybe like
Oh,
14
God.
times when we were kids.
Yeah.
Like when I say kids, she was at least 12.
Right. That was one of those movies that like people were just obsessed over, you know?
Yeah, especially like the girls in my like elementary school at the time.
Mhm. Yeah. I remember my cousin used to watch High School she probably watched it like 30 times. It was just on rerun for
Yeah.
months. I was just like, "How do you like a movie this much?"
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
To the point where like quoting every line of dialogue.
That's why I think musicals are in their own genre because music is easily repetitive. Like you listen to the
Yeah.
same songs, so maybe that's the reason. I
Oh,
think
man.
comedies are really easy to rewatch because like some jokes are just so funny in a specific situation. Like I've seen Superbad a lot, like 5 to 10 times.
Yeah.
That's like one of my favorite comedy movies too.
I don't know what the movie I've watched the most is. That is, I really wish I did though.
Yeah. Have you ever went to a theater and like stopped watching a movie halfway through because it was so bad, or are you always gonna stick through it?
I will usually stick through it just because of the cost of the ticket.
Yeah.
But there have been movies that I've like genuinely wanted to walk out of.
Mm-hmm.
Cats, for example. I went into Cats knowing it was gonna be bad. And I was like, well, whatever. I like bad movies. But I had fun for maybe the first 15 minutes, and then I was just watching Cats, which like fucking sucked.
Yeah. There's like different types of bad though. There's like funny bad and there's just like annoying bad.
Yeah, like you're fucking upsetting me right now.
Yeah. It's like
How
I
did
can't
you spend
even.
$40 million on this?
That blows my mind. Who was
Yeah.
investing in these movies?
Yeah.
Give me
Like
that
Madam Web. Hang on. Let me look up how much Madam Web cost. Just go ahead and guess how much it cost to make.
I feel like we talked about this when we first talked about Madam Web, but I'm gonna say 28 million.
That's a good guess.
Yeah.
You know what you could do with $28 million? Basically, like change the lives of an entire fucking town. our
Yeah.
entire small city.
Or
$28 million.
make Madam Web.
Except, no, because you would not have enough money to make Madam Web with $28 million. You would need an additional $52 million for a grand total of $80 million. Madam Web. Fucking how?
Where's
These
that money
movies,
go?
I think a lot of it goes to marketing, but
Yeah.
a lot of those movies are just made like on a green screen. So I think a lot of it goes to the effects teams.
Yeah.
And that just feels like dumb movie making to me.
Right. It's poor cinematography.
It's just like it's laziness.
Yeah.
It's directors going like, or maybe like studios going like, okay, we'll just have this computer generated. But like,
yeah.
it feels different. That's why like Ant-Man and the Quantumania was such a shitty movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's like everything is on a fucking green screen.
Yeah. And it's so, I don't know, I feel like it's harder for everybody. It's like less believable, even though they're all professionals, but like there's just something about being in the location-based shot and just like the emotion that comes with it that I think it's hard to replace. Like if you're just in an empty room with a bunch of green screens and like a like a taxidermy on a stick that's a character, and you're like, I love you. Like, what are you supposed to do?
What's the real life equivalent of that? Of like being on a green screen? Of like, just like, I am faking this shit right now.
Interviews. Like, why do you want this job?
Because I'm really passionate about fucking H&R Block.
Right. Yeah.
You ever hear that one Hannibal Buress bit about trying to find a job?
I don't know. I don't think so.
He goes to an interview at Starbucks, and the person interviewing him is like, "So why do you want to work at Starbucks?" And he goes, "'Cause shit in my life is not working out the way I expected."
I love that. That's just so honest.
Yeah,
Do you think those people get hired? I feel like they do. I feel like they get respect.
No fucking shot, man. Like I feel like a lot of service jobs, they want you to pretend like you're gonna lick the boot, that like you're gonna kiss the feet of Mr. Bucks.
Yeah. It's sad, man. Makes me think
Yeah.
about all my old jobs where I was just like, you don't even care. You know what I mean? Why am I supposed to?
Yeah.
And now everything has like, and then like those companies don't even pay their employees. So everything,
No.
like I'll go to Subway and have to tip the sandwich artist. It's like, dude,
Yeah.
it's 10. I remember $5 footlong. Now I'm paying 10.
Yeah.
And-
Double
Yeah.
for the same mediocre ass fucking sandwich.
And we should get a discount for what Jared did, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Where the fuck's the fucking the payback?
Yeah. Where's my free like year? You should get like a free sub a month or something.
Kids eat free or something. Like just to say
Yeah,
sorry.
there you go. Yeah. Well, you could.
Might be a bad image.
You don't want to be too nice to them.
We'll market test it.
Yeah, right. Dude, I remember when the people that would come in, I forgot what they're called, but the people that would come in and kind of like scope out if your restaurant was clean.
Oh, right. Yeah, we called them the secret shopper.
It was like a secret shopper, but for restaurants or food industry.
Yeah.
And dude, it was so funny how like everything just went code red. Like every job that you thought you didn't have, you now have. Like everybody was just like, you gotta clean like in between the cardboard boxes. Like wipe them down, wipe them down. You're like, what? They're cardboard.
Yeah. What are the plants? The plastic plants?
Yeah, right. It was always so funny though. Like just like, oh man, those jobs are such a joke.
You know what is fucking bullshit too is like the more annoying ass jobs are gonna, like, the ones that like work you the hardest and pay you the least are gonna make you jump through the most hoops.
Yeah.
Like an office job. I have an office job now. Motherfuckers don't like, they say I don't have to show, like I don't have to clock in.
Yeah.
If I'm 5-10 minutes late, it's really not a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Like I show up I put my shit down. I go make a cup of coffee. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
if you work at like McDonald's, if you are 1 minute late, they Ronald McDonald himself comes out and punches you in the stomach.
Yeah. It's crazy because I think, well, that's an obvious reason, but I think it's cool because like with offices, it's just so task oriented. Like that's how it should be.
Yeah.
Like you
yeah,
come in,
totally.
this is the work that we have for you. Get that done. You're chilling. We're gonna pay you for your 8 hours.
Yeah. I kind of feel like once I get all the work done, I should just be able to leave.
You should and get paid for the extra time
Yeah. Like I'm fucking
because you're good at your job.
I'm already I did it. What do
Yeah.
you mean? What do you
Yeah.
need me here for? I'm just gonna fucking play fucking Flappy Bird.
Yeah, dude, that poor guy, man. He got so much hate.
What do you think about like what do you think that guy's up to now?
Dude, he
Do you
is.
think he like changed lanes? Do you think he's still designing games, or do you think he works at like fucking GameStop?
There's no way. He probably lives in an island in like the Bahamas or like I don't know. I don't know how to
Why
say
did-
the word, but Curacao? What is it?
Why did people get so angry with that game?
Addiction is real.
Why did like people died, dude?
You have to think about it though. Like the Flappy Bird era was like, it was like inventing the wheel for apps. Like it was in such a prehistoric time of app building. Like mobile gaming, that was mobile gaming.
Yeah. But why? I guess I just keep coming back to like, why did we care so much? like
know.
it was it was just a bird that jumped through pipes.
Yeah, there was one
Like,
button.
why-
It was
That
tap.
was such a fucking that was such a moment.
Yeah.
Like for so many of us. Maybe it was just because I was young and it felt like a really big deal. But like when because if you guys don't know, at least I could be spreading misinformation now.
That's what we do. on
But from
podcasts.
what I remember,
Mhm.
there was an instant where a kid killed either his friend or his brother because he had a higher he
Oh
he beat his
my
score
God.
in Flappy Bird.
I did not know
And-
about that.
And the guy who independently developed the app was like, this shit has gotten out of hand.
Yeah.
And took it off the app store. Although I still have it installed on my phone.
Do you really? That'd be crazy.
No, I really do.
There's no way you're one. So you transferred it to each phone all these years.
Yeah. Here, you want to see?
Flappy Bird. Oh my God. Dude, your phone is worth bajillions. It says the younger brother got aggravated, then stabbed his older brother 17 times because he was mad about his high score. Don't worry. Nobody has actually died of the game of Flappy Birds.
Oh, okay. He's not. I
It was a
mean,
hoax. It was a hoax, they said. It has
Oh,
been
wait, is-
revealed that the news story is a hoax.
oh, okay. Thank God. Holy shit.
17 times, though, is a lot. Do you think that's how much score the big brother beat him by?
It was like, I bet you don't feel so good about it now.
Should have beat me by less. That's crazy.
No, I'm glad that was fake.
Yeah,
I'm sorry for spreading misinformation.
it's all right. It's a podcast.
Yeah,
Nobody
that's what
comes
we do.
here for like news.
Let's talk about how much we hate women now.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Add some like I want to know what that song they play a specific song on those podcasts, like those Alpha Man podcasts.
the Sigma grind set song that
Yeah. Like you know what song's funny when it like changed the title of the song because it got memed so hard. You know what I mean? Like that there's an artist behind that song with like real passion.
Yeah, what do you think that guy is
That poor
probably is like
guy.
so yeah. Oh man. Speaking of Sigma grind sets,
Yeah.
I was telling Wave before we got started that I was feeling really confident today. I was walking around and this is a big fucking deal for any of the guys. You guys know, like this is a huge deal. Probably maybe for women it's different because
Mhm.
like, you know,
For sure.
but 2 women came up and talked to me today.
Two.
You could not tell me anything.
Yeah.
I was walking around just like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like walking like Roger Rabbit.
Yeah. That's
I
awesome.
had one woman in the gym talked to me. She told me that she liked my hair.
Nice.
And then another girl at the grocery store was talking to me. And I don't know what it is, but like just getting a compliment immediately is like that's always fun. But
Mhm.
like if you get 2 compliments in the same day,
Yeah.
you're walking on air.
Yeah. You hit the confidence lottery.
Yeah, because when's the last time you got a compliment?
In person?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't go out, so it's hard for me to like gauge
Uh-huh.
that to a normal person. But the last time I went to TwitchCon, I remember it happened a couple times. But like just like some stranger, these were people that I like met through online and stuff, but like just like a stranger, I think a girl said she liked my hoodie or hat or something. I don't remember, but for the most part, I can't think of. I think because like, have you seen that meme on TikTok where it's like, if you were a woman, would you rather be stranded in a forest with a man or a bear? And
Yeah.
in every woman says bear.
Yeah, yeah,
Even on it'll be comments on other videos. It'll be like some dude acting weird, and everyone's like, "I picked a bear," you
yeah.
know. And
What do you make of that?
I agree with them. Like dude, I do not blame them because it is probably a very scary world to live in.
I get why they say bear, but part of me's like, it's a fucking bear. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like
yeah,
it's a wild animal. I get why you're saying it,
yeah,
but it's a bear.
yeah. Like realistically, like if it's, I don't want to see that being tested out, but I'm
Uh-huh.
saying like it's all a theory. But I think like the reason I bring that up is because the reason it's a big deal for you to get like, or as a guy to get like 2 compliments or 1 compliment from like a girl in real life, is women are probably so scared. Like think about their perspective. They're like, oh,
That's
this
true.
guy could murder me, but I'm gonna tell him I like his hair, so I'm taking a risk. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I was in the gym one time and there was a girl who was doing RDL or cable RDLs, Russian deadlifts,
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Yeah.
Um and I can never do those. I
Mm-hmm.
never feel them in my hamstrings. I always feel it in my back. And I was trying to ask her like, "Hey, do you mind like telling me like what you're doing to like really get your, your hamstrings?" And I was like I went like this. I like waved to like try and approach her. And she hit me. Yeah, she hit me with one of these. She side-eyed me and then looked away and like did her best not to make any eye contact with me. And I was a little hurt by it, but I was like, I get it.
Yeah. It's
I, I'm
tough. I mean,
I'm sure it's tough out here.
I think too because she probably
She probably thought I was like gonna hit on, or like it doesn't even matter like what she thought I was gonna do. Like she probably deals with a lot of fucking
yeah,
guys.
past
You know.
experience, and mostly a lot of the time guys, they're approaching a girl to get her attention to hit on her. But also most guys at the gym think they know it all. So she probably like used the rule of elimination, was like, he's not gonna ask me for form because guys think they know it all.
Yeah,
You know what I
I mean,
mean?
I don't even know. I'm not even gonna speculate like what her thought process was, but I, yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was a little hurt by it. I was like, fuck, I'm never gonna learn how to do RDLs.
Yeah. I mean, those are a hard exercise to
They are,
master.
man. I can
Yeah.
never fucking get them. But whatever, it's fine. I guess I'll look up a YouTube
I can just imagine you going back, like the walk of shame back, and then you're just like watching a YouTube tutorial.
Yeah, you know what was actually really embarrassing for me too is because like she thought I was gonna hit on her probably. So then I have to do the thing that like definitely not hitting on you. Like
Yeah.
like I was set up right next to her and she did that and I was like, okay, I'm not even gonna fucking look at her now. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't want to be a weird guy.
You just instantly hurt yourself and you're on the on the ground wincing.
I try to do
Ah!
the RDLs and just like fucking tear my ACL.
Yeah.
Why didn't you help me?
Make her feel terrible.
You did this.
You're just screaming on the ground. She's like running out the gym. Oh man. That's funny. I don't think I've ever asked anybody for advice at the gym.
I feel
Usually,
like most people are pretty open to it.
yeah. A lot. I get asked to spot people a lot. Like most of the time it's a guy, sometimes it's a girl, but very rarely. But most of the time it's a guy, and he'll be like, "Hey, bro, you spot me?
Yeah,
Can you spot me?"
yeah.
I'm like, "Yeah, I got you." And I finish my set and I help him. It's always so fun to be like his little coach.
Yeah,
You know,
you got it.
you got it, man. Come on. Come
Yeah.
on. It's like, come
One
on.
more.
What the hell is that? Just like roasting him. He's like, I didn't ask for this, man.
Yeah. I'm doing curls.
That's your PR.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, people are so nice at the gym. Like people usually see I think about that a lot just like when I'm out in public, when I'm like out at the grocery store. I was out at the park the other day like recording videos. And it was really nice and it was a Sunday, so there's a lot of people, a lot of traffic, like cars going through the park, people walking. And I had my camera set up, so like obviously they're walking past it, but like most of the time I just tried to like wait. And one lady was like, "I'm not getting in your shot, am I?" And I was like, "No, no, you're good." And it's funny to think like most of the time when people I remember when I was younger, I always thought everybody was like mean mugging me. Like,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know what
that's
I
a
mean?
very that I think when you're young, you feel very aware of yourself or like self-aware or
Yeah.
self-conscious maybe.
Yeah. I remember like people that I went to school with or just whatever, like it was such a dude thing to be like a sophomore in high school and be like driving or in a car and you're just like, you know what I mean? Like trying to start something with every person you see out in the street.
Yeah.
It's like people are so much more kinder than you give them credit for.
Somebody actually did do that to me today though.
Really?
I was on my way to the grocery store and I looked over and there was a guy who was looking over at me. And you know when you make eye contact with somebody and it's like sort of like a you either it's either the kind of eye contact that's intentional and you kind of give them like a smile or something. Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
You give them the nod or something. And or it's the passing eye contact where you just kind of like connect and then break.
Yeah.
I thought it was that. I looked over at him and looked away, but I still felt him looking at me. And I looked back over and he's just like just deadpan. I was like, what the fuck is going on with this guy?
Yeah. I wonder
So
what'd you do?
so I crashed my car into him.
Yeah. Just to even things out.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is really weird. I don't know. I feel like that's a them problem. You know what I was thinking about the other day?
Huh.
It's pretty funny to think about the first person that like brought up surgery. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, how do you broach the
ow,
subject?
ow, my stomach hurts, and the guy next to you is like, "Let's cut him open and see what's wrong."
Especially
You're
because
like,
they were doing surgery with like leeches and shit
yeah,
originally. They were like, let's just throw some weird bugs in him. Like, the fuck, Jeremy?
right. And
Why
most
don't
of
we
the
just give
time,
him some fucking leaves to chew on?
yeah, I heard that one time, or as they started, they used like prisoners, which is like really sad.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, so it's like this guy's already in like spending time because he doesn't agree with the king, and now he's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
getting leeches in his stomach.
yeah, yeah.
I don't know. I just thought that was pretty funny to think about. Like modern medicine has came so far. Like
It is weird to look back at like old pictures of doctors and they're wearing like the fucking crow helmet thing.
yeah.
And it's like, why did you need that? Like,
It's for aura.
yeah, just to set the tone.
Yeah. That's kind of sick though.
I kind of like, what if they brought it back? Like one day, all the doctors just had a meeting and they were like, we're going to bring back the crazy ass crow mask.
I
Do
kind
you
of
think,
wish,
do you
you
think
know?
one day you would just walk into your physical and you'd be like, hey, doc, what's going on, man? Like,
What's been up?
what's wrong with me? Why are you wearing that?
Yeah. I feel like that would be a really either horrific sight to walk in, but I feel like it's kind of a vibe that you have to get used to. Kind of like a party in the beginning is like, I don't know, it's kind of like no one's there. But like as people kind of get some drinks in them and
Yeah.
everybody gets to know each other, it's like, oh, this is kind
Uh-huh.
of a vibe. I feel like that's the same
Yeah.
thing with like a doctor in like a crow's mask in like a dark room with like music playing. It's like a Halloween house.
Yeah. You just
But
kind of got to get used to it, warm up.
yeah, like
People will start talking.
I feel like I would probably trust him more because I'd be like, this guy kind of like likes his job. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's having fun with it.
Yeah. Like he's into it, man. This guy probably like works on his off time.
Yeah.
Probably watching like
You got
YouTube
any
tutorials.
hobbies?
Do you think you could be
Speaking through the mask.
Yeah.
Any weekend plans?
It's just so not serious at all.
Your bedside manner is incredible.
Do you think that it's possible with YouTube, like how YouTube is like the new like education system for like Gen Z and like Zoomers or whatever? That's the same
Yeah.
generation. But
Learn
do you think
how to be
like
a doctor?
yeah, do you think like somebody could realistically become a doctor in 2024 with YouTube?
Like what kind of doctor? like, like I feel like you could probably be like a chiropractor.
Dude,
That's
anyone
like-
could be a
that's like a fake-
chiropractor.
Yeah, that's like a fake
Just-
job anyway.
Just hurt
They're like
people.
real estate agents.
Yeah, just hurt people and tell them it relieve tension.
What the like I'm actually okay. I feel like we're stepping into something like we did with real estate agents, but
Yeah.
like why do we take chiropractors seriously? like they're all it's all a scam, right? Like
Okay.
for sure.
I think at least real estate like have a function in society. I think
I disagree.
chiropractors, they're like making contracts and stuff, right?
We have to move past it because I just disagree. Like, well, chiropractors, they just know how to like crack your back.
Wouldn't it be funny if there was a chiropractor that only cracked your knuckles? It was like, does that feel better in your neck?
I just don't feel like because there's no way that shit really does anything, right?
It's all temporarily short. It's short term
Yeah.
like fix.
Short-term fix. But like they always pitch it. Chiropractors always are like, yeah, you just got to keep coming and these adjustments.
Mhm.
And they're like digging into your and it's like some girl in yoga pants on the table, and they're like, you gotta keep coming back, and you gotta keep wearing the yoga pants when I'm filming my TikToks,
Yeah.
and your back or your scoliosis is gonna go away.
Yep. Just talk to your husband less. Keep coming
Why
here.
are they always like? Is that the girl's decision? Like, have you noticed that? I'm not really on. Oh man, is this a self-report? I'm not really on chiropractor TikTok, but every time I see a chiropractor video, it is like either a dude with the craziest back condition you've ever seen, and he's about to
Yeah.
get his fucking shit rocked, or it's just a girl in yoga pants and she's twisted up like a pretzel.
Yeah. It's the most intimate thing you've ever seen.
Yeah.
I think the reason that the women are on there, or the reason that they use the women in the videos, is because they know like what's gonna work. I think if you go to a real chiropractor, you'll just see all kinds of people. But
Yeah.
I definitely notice because most of the chiropractors that probably go viral are the ones in LA, so they're getting like Tom Brady's wife. You know what I mean?
Imagine if your doctor had a TikTok. Like,
Yeah.
could you like? I don't think I would be able to go. Like,
Scalpel.
if I saw my doctor posting TikToks, bro,
Yeah.
I'd be like, I have to change insurance. Like, I don't even want
Yeah.
to be in the same network anymore.
Hey Doc, why are you using the Giga Chad filter and putting POV? You just got the worst patient of all time.
Yeah, with the Sigma grind set music. Like, what?
Shouldn't you be like helping me? I'm paying for this time, like recording.
I feel like if you're a doc, like there's certain jobs who should just not be allowed to make content. Like,
Yeah,
I don't think doctors should be allowed to make TikToks.
nurses.
Nurses for sure should not be making TikToks because some of these fucking nurses are evil.
Yeah,
Like, what is it about the nursing profession that attracts like a lot of the worst people.
Just a certain type of person.
Yeah, like the kind of people who otherwise would just be in like an MLM, like selling
Yeah.
Lululemon pants.
Like a fake energy drink that just kills you.
Yeah.
Has forever metals in it.
They're either nurses or they're
Yeah.
selling like Avon.
Yeah.
It's like the same archetype.
I don't know, man, but they get the algorithm. They know how to make a TikTok. I can't blame them.
What's the dude version of that?
The dude version of a nurse? Crypto,
Yeah.
like a crypto bro.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or like
A
or like
crypto
a
girl.
religious Instagram meme guy. Like he's like standing on a shore and there's like a POV. You didn't meet me for Bible study or something. And there's like romantic
Oh my
music
God.
playing.
I am not on this part of the internet.
Yeah.
I've never seen those.
It's like all of the TikToks are secretly like thirst traps to get laid.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
They like use the auspices of religion to like. God, I love Christ so much. Oh God, I love Christ.
I just
Oh
want to
my
like
God.
I just want to like pray like on
I
top
just-
of each other and
I need the body of Christ on me.
I feel like I can taste him. You want to taste him with me?
Yeah. Do you want
Yeah.
to have some wine with me tonight, dude? That's like a thing. Like those guys are like. There's just like all kinds of creepy people on the internet. Huh?
There's a
I just
lot of different
realized,
people.
Like whatever you're into, there's a version of that like somebody's using for evil.
Yeah. Like there's always an exaggerated version of you out in the world.
Yeah. Like I love movies. I mean, literally the most evil people are like in movies sometimes.
Yeah.
Weinstein.
Yeah, Epstein too.
Yeah, Epstein too. I love islands. I love the tropics. You know, like-
Why do I love going to small private islands with billionaires? Why does everyone hate that? I don't get it.
Oh my God, dude.
Just you
I'm not gonna
realizing.
if there was a billionaire who asked me to go onto an island, I would definitely be like, oh, dude, this is a bad look. But also I'd be like, that does sound fucking awesome.
Also, you look like a guy who just got back from an island with billionaires. Your hair looks
There's that-
insane.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Evil people, man.
Have you ever?
It is kind of funny, like seeing like how evil the world. Okay, hang on. I want to be careful. I want to be careful with how I say it. Like, have you ever seen something like so fucked up that it's funny?
I mean, dude, I wouldn't know if I would say this is funny, but people are making a joke out of the P. Diddy situation. Like, people are saying no Diddy is like the new no homo thing.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, that is like actually gross to me.
Yeah. It's just like, no matter what the situation is, the internet will always find a way to like make light of it. But it's not something you should it's not the angle you should take.
Yeah. I think sometimes it's good, but like, yeah, the no Diddy thing feels like it just feels like people are being homophobic, but like,
Mhm. Oh yeah, for sure.
like I think I made this TikTok a while back, but like racism is never funny, right?
Oh God, I know it's coming. I know it's coming.
But
You
sometimes,
smirked. As soon as you smirked, I knew exactly what you're gonna say.
like you know what I mean? Like I had like it's not funny like being racist to
The
like
funniest part is how like digitized you are right now. So it's like a very serious topic, and you're just I can't take you serious right now.
no, okay, listen. Let me clarify. There is okay, racism is bad. We can all agree on that. Liberals. But
Okay.
but I have had friends who are people of color who will say racist shit to you in jest. Like
Yeah,
if like
sure.
a bunch of Mexican dudes hanging out will call each other like Mexican racial slurs.
Oh,
like
yeah.
I've experienced that.
Yeah, same.
And that is kind of funny.
Yeah. I agree.
Ugh.
Whatever, man. Nothing's real.
Yeah, true. Yeah, which is why I think everybody should be able to say every racial slur all the time.
In a row. That's how you learn your ABCs. La, da, da.
Yeah. What's you guys' top 5 racial slurs?
Number 5. Coming in at number 5.
Yeah. This one's gonna surprise you.
This one's a sleeper. Pulls out like a sticker and reveals it.
Yeah. You gotta blow dust off it because it's like an old school racial term.
I had to do some research for this one. Talk to some ancestors.
Oh man, that's terrible.
Oh man. Why is like the worst stuff funny sometimes?
I'm telling you, that's it. But that's exactly my point. It's like sometimes the shit that like we absolutely should not laugh at is exactly what we need to laugh at.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it stays out of reach and it doesn't become like accessible to talk about.
Yeah, I agree.
Like 9/11.
Dude, 9/11 jokes are so hot right now.
They're so goddamn funny.
Yeah.
A lot of people died. Bad thing.
Yeah.
But
wouldn't say the joke in New York.
Yeah. Wouldn't say it when I'm there.
Yeah.
I might say it when I'm there. But like it would have to be really funny.
You can't.
I think part of it is the fact that like a lot of the people who are making 9/11 jokes grew up, they were really young when it happened. So they don't really have like older people are like, oh, it was a dark day. But like us, it's just like, dude, I was just in preschool.
I think also too, like with certain jokes, some people will use them just to use them. And it's like not even clever in any way. I think there's a difference between that and like saying something, I don't know, man. You just got to know how to use your words. If you're going to make those jokes, you got to know how to deliver it.
Like there's the thing that is so frustrating to me as a fan of stand-up comedy is when comedians are like, oh, you can't make jokes anymore. It's like, oh my God, dude, you're such a fucking hack. There are so many funny comedians out right now and they are making really edgy jokes. You just don't tell a good one.
Yeah.
Like anybody who says like you can't joke anymore or like this show can't get made today. It's like, no, dude, just make it make it a little different.
Better writing is really all it needs.
Because I am personally of the thought that you could still joke about anything. Like you can tell a really good trans joke. Like a joke about trans people that trans people I think will find funny. Dave Chappelle's a good example, right? He tells a lot of really bad trans jokes. And he just like does not fucking get past it. But I will say it's quite a predicament to find yourself in.
Yeah.
To be trans. And I think like a lot of people like recognize there's probably some fucking humor in it. But I don't know. I feel like you got to come to it with a place of empathy.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. Just like fucking treat people like people and you could probably find something funny about it.
I think because with those type of jokes, you can tell when somebody's tried to understand the culture or like the person behind the joke versus someone who hasn't. You know what I mean? Like people can sense it. And I think that's where the issue lies. I think with someone that's like obviously a supporter and ally of a group, then you could be like, oh, like I recognize that because the way they tell the joke, it shows from experience or that they're linked to it or that, you know what I mean? Versus just some person that's just like throwing like hate on it just for the sake of something edgy.
That's different. I don't like it.
Right.
That's what it comes down to a lot of time. I feel like a lot of people just like they already have an opinion about something. They don't like something. They don't like I find gay people weird. So like I'm going to make a joke at their expense. But like there's fucking funny shit about every relationship. And I'm sure there's because of like the different dynamics because of like gender dynamics.
Yeah.
Like there's probably very funny situations that you could only find in like gay relationships or queer relationships in general.
For sure. Yeah.
I mean, man, it's just so fucking frustrating for me as somebody who likes comedy to hear people like be so lazy and be like, you can't joke anymore.
It's always traditional valued older comics. It's never a young comic saying it, you know.
That's true. That's a good point.
Well, I think that's
got me ranting about comedy a little bit.
Yeah. Well, congrats on your half marathon. Proud of you.
Thank you. I feel different now.
Yeah. I feel like a changed man, changed runner.
I do kind of think I want to get into running now though.
Dude, imagine doing like an Ironman, how hard that would be.
What is an Ironman?
It's
I know you gotta like swim or something.
I think it's swim, biking, and running. It's like one of the hardest ones.
Dude, that sounds fucking awful.
Yeah. There's like a mud marathon or something, I think in Michigan that people do.
Oh my God.
There's some crazy stuff out there.
Why do people do that I guess it's
don't.
like it's just that you need an adversary sometimes. I guess I
Yeah.
get it.
Builds community, builds character. I don't know.
I don't
Grows your
know.
mustache. Well, thank you guys for listening to episode 14 of Be Serious. Almost forgot the name of the podcast. Make sure to rate us on Spotify 5 stars if you enjoy. Tell a friend, share it, comment, follow us on all of our socials in the description below. Thank you for watching on YouTube, listening on Spotify. We'll see you in the next episode. Peace.